These guys were on a podcast called the Joe Budden Podcast, right? But they technically got fired, even though the terms and the conditions and everything that had happened was actually not on them. It was their boss that fucked up.
Right.
And anyways, that's a different rabbit hole, and that's a different conversation I'll get into on another episode. Long story short, they moved on, got a new podcast, and it's killing it. It's great. It's fucking funny as. Now, they were talking about a conversation on specifically to do with relationships, right? So with a significant other. Now I'm going to ask you the same question, so just bear with me. And the listeners. So Maul says to Rory, yo man, how long does it have to be after your significant loved one passes away before they can suck a dick? So like, you know,
oh man,
how long would it have to be before your dead ass lets Amy suck some other person's dick?
Dudes of the round table.
Never, not allowed. She has to wait for me till she joins me in the laughter, after the laughter life.
This goes in the room laughing. You fucking hear that? Because it's like, sucking some dick, huh?
Savages.
Shit.
No, he just laughed at how small the other guy's dick is. The guy's getting all self-conscious. He's like, do you hear that?
I think I've got to go.
Nah, but for real. All right, Chris, because you're so pussy to answer the question. Ray, how long is it going to take until after you're dead that Sam can get some of that goodness?
6 months, I'd say.
Yeah.
If she's moved on, then I'm fucking moving on. If I'm dead and if I'm around other spirits, like there's gonna be some other hotties.
You're gonna start tuning some angels. They like, hey, what's up, shorty? My girl back home, she's sucking dick right now. I'm a bit upset about it, but what you doing later?
I like them wings.
Hey, first up, why is everybody naked up here?
Slight breeze.
Hey, don't judge. It's cold, okay? We ain't got no clothes on.
Nah, I don't know. I think my real answer would be is like whenever she's comfortable to move on and feel like she's, you know, initially comfortable to do that with someone else.
You still cry about it though.
Oh.
Angel tears.
You see like an echo in the hallway. Oh.
Does that sound like laughing or crying?
Yeah.
It's just like just raining all the time, just over the house.
Yeah, just the house, eh?
No, and it just comes down.
What about you, Jake?
I think it just comes down. Oh yeah, you answer it, Jake.
Okay, like if I had a partner, obviously, I would and I passed.
Ladies, he's single.
Yeah.
Gotta do
Bow wow.
Yeah, I'd probably say the 6 to 12 month mark, man. I reckon I'd be like, all right, look, I've been gone 6 months. Maybe you can start dating and have a gaze and introduce yourself to some people. But I reckon the 12-month mark, I reckon, yeah, you know, whatever. I ain't coming back.
Yeah.
Have some fun. I don't think anything before 6 months, that'd be a bit like, bitch, you never gave a shit.
Like, you suck.
Literally.
Oh, wait.
Oh.
That's horrible. Yeah, it was.
No, but I don't know. I just thought that was, you know.
Yeah. It's an interesting question.
It's a funny conversation, but it's like, I mean, look, we're all adults here, man. Like, fuck. You know, like,
yeah.
When's a suitable time, man? Is there ever a suitable time?
I just think, yeah, like you're right. It comes down to time, or whenever the partner is ready to move on and enjoy themselves freely and feel comfortable, then that's my answer for that. And yeah, weird question, but a good one, I guess.
Where were you going with the segue, anyways? What were you going to say?
I was going to say, speaking of time, let's go back to 1975. The story of Travis Walton.
I was 17. I drank my very first beer.
All right, folks, we're going to delve into the weird now. Let's talk some UFOs. Mainly UFOs. UFOs?
First.
Like Buffalo.
I'm going to give you a brief rundown of the Travis Walton story here. And
who is Travis Walton, by the way? Travis
Walton is very, very well known in the aerial phenomena and abduction world. He's, yeah, definitely probably I'd say in the top 3 to 5 cases that people would know about if they're into this subject on alien abduction and UFOs. And it's a very interesting story. And I'll share for you now a brief rundown, and we're going to kind of go through a few points of the story of what happened and how sort of things played out and what went on during the time of the abduction.
Cool.
And
1975 or 9, did you say?
November 5th, 1975. This
he's
was.
got the specifics.
Yeah. And this took place in Snowflake, Arizona. Okay, here we go. The Travis Walton UFO incident was an alleged alien abduction of an American forestry worker, Travis Walton, by a UFO. Oh, sorry. Let me start that again. I'm paraphrasing it.
So it was 1975 or 79, you said?
I can't remember. No, it was 75. All right.
You know what I was doing, eh?
The Travis Walton UFO incident was an alleged alien abduction of an American forestry worker, Travis Walton, by a UFO on November 5th, 1975, while he was working in the Apache Sitgreaves National Forest. I hope I'm saying that right, near Snowflake, Arizona. Walton was missing for 5 days and 6 hours. After days of searching with scent dogs and helicopters, and along with like police officers and like even volunteers from the town, they all helped out as well. Walton says he reappeared by the side of a road near, I'm pretty sure this is called Heber, Arizona. I'm hoping I'm saying that right too, sorry. The Walton case received mainstream publicity and remains one of the best known alien abduction stories, while scientific skeptics consider it a hoax. But if you really get into the nitty gritty of this story, I think it could change your mind from being a skeptic to a believer.
Okay.
So basically, let's go back to the start. This started when he was with his crew. There were 7 crew members, and basically they are part of timber stand improvement. So that's to help clear old dead shrubbery and trees. They cut them down, move them down.
Yeah.
So it's initially to, help with forest fires and all that sort of stuff. So it's not as bad. Yeah. So it's not basically them just chopping trees down for the sake of it. It's for a good cause to help the environment around there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they're all working together, putting in the hard yards in to get this contract finished, right? And at the end of the day, they're all packing up. The sun's just about to go down, and they all cram into one car, and they're cruising down the hill out of the forest where they've been working, and they get to one part of the job site where they're going to be getting to at some point, and they can see something in the distance in the trees they couldn't quite explain. They're like, that looks like headlights from maybe hunters in their car, or it could even be a potential fire or something like that. So like, let's go check it out. And they got to this one point in the forest, and they realize it's not headlights and it's not a fire. And they get closer and closer and closer, and they see this object hovering in the trees, and they're like, what the hell is that?
The aliens are like, fuck!
Yeah, they've spotted us! God damn it!
You didn't turn the lights off.
Beam him!
So after seeing this thing in the sky, they approach it and they park up, and Travis is so intrigued by this thing, he gets out of the car and he goes up to this thing, and like, I should mention too, when they're approaching this thing, they can hear this weird sound coming from that direction as well. And as they
That's a fly. Whoops.
Yeah. And when they got closer to the object, this craft, they could hear the same noise, but it sort of intensifies, right? Why not? And Travis gets out of the vehicle and he walks up to this thing. Sorry, my phone just started ringing then. I apologize. That was R2D2. So
Shut up, R2.
It's like C-3PO.
Yeah, perfect timing, right? God damn it. Back to the story.
Yes, sir.
They start to freak out. They're like, get back in the car. This thing's like, what the hell is this thing, right?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden they hear like this sort of like hissing noise, and then a big like bolt of light, like this massive beam had come straight out of this craft, and it had hit Travis and it had launched him to the ground.
Oh, shit.
But at this point in time, he didn't know that he was hit by or struck by this beam of light. And it knocked him unconscious, and he was on the ground, and the rest of the crew members were like, oh my God, this is fucking terrifying. He's dead. And they all panic, and they drive off and leave him in the middle of the forest.
Good mates.
And like, yeah, right? This is nuts. And they drive back into town, and even on the way there, they're thinking we should go back for him. He could be dead. And they go back for him, and he's not there.
He's gone.
He's gone. So they're thinking, oh my God, this is not happening. What the fuck did we just see? And Travis has gone, where the hell is he? So they go back to town and they pretty much report it to the police, and nobody believes them, obviously. They think you guys have probably had a falling out with him and you've murdered him and buried him out in the forest where you work.
Yeah, right.
And so a whole shitstorm happened after this where he's, you know, like on the news and stuff, like he's gone missing and all that. And yeah, there's a massive search for him. They get, as I mentioned earlier before, they get helicopters, like sent dogs to look after him, volunteers from the town go looking, family members, all that. Nothing. So the crew members are asked to do multiple lie detector tests. And a lot of them are reluctant to do it because they're freaking out, like what the hell, no one's going to believe us anyway, but they do it and all of them pass.
Yeah.
So, which is good because they're all getting accused, like you've murdered him, like murder. Yeah. That's what you've done. Like as any probably normal person that's not into this subject or whatever, especially back in the 70s,
there wasn't a lot talked about.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if it was, cringe-worthy or fringe or like that's bullshit,
Yeah.
Anyway, 5 days later, 5 days and 6 hours to be exact, Travis appears back. He's back. There was a phone call. I can't remember if it was one of the crew members or one of his family. It might have been his brother that he called up. And the person didn't believe him. And he's like, yeah, whatever, you're lying. And he's like, no, this is Travis. I need your help. And he told him where he was. He was at a phone booth right next to where he'd reappeared from.
Yeah, right.
And I'm pretty sure it was his brother. Yeah. So they rush out to get him, and he's there. And like they're like, oh my god, this is unbelievable. Like he's alive. He's not dead. Like because the family was speculating, like they've killed him.
Yeah.
Some of the family members did believe what had happened, but obviously it would be a hard pill to swallow, thinking my brother or my son, whatever's missing.
Yeah.
So they bring him back, and he's just obviously getting bombarded by media and police and all that sort of stuff. But he was in such a bad mental state after this. He was, as he described, like catatonic almost. He was, terrified, as anyone would be that would go through something like this. And he gave his statement, his testimony, and he also did the lie detector test as well, and all of it passed. And all of it, even a couple of years after, one of the crew members, even as Travis had described him on a podcast to listen to, with Joe Rogan, a very good podcast to listen to if you want to hear an in-depth story of him telling it as well, said that one of the youngest crew member, every time he got a new girlfriend, had to redo the lie detector test so that these women would believe him that he was a part of it, and this actually happened. But anyway, so they all pass, right? And then it finally gets to a point where he kind of explains what happened and what he remembers what happened while he was gone, because obviously they want to know where the hell have you been, what's happened
the last fucking 6 days, like
so Travis goes
bender.
into whatever detail he can get the best out of himself to portray, and he obviously says, we were finished work, we saw the light coming from another part of the job site which we're going to be getting to, and we see this craft. I get out the car, and then next minute I'm unconscious. I don't remember anything. I'm not sure at what point of time when he was missing, when he had actually woken up. He reckons he was kind of dazed and in and out of consciousness. But when he did finally awake, he thought he was in hospital. He got up. He didn't quite get up, sorry. He awoke. He opened his eyes and you could see like a bright light above his face. And he looked around, and it kind of looked like a bit of like a sterile room, almost similar to like what a hospital room would feel like, I'd imagine. And he's kind of getting his wits about him, and he's like, what is going on? Where am I? And then all of a sudden, there's 3 beings in the room with him. And at this point, he's still adjusting, and he realized what he's looking at is they're not human. And what he describes as what he saw was 3 bald creatures that had enlarged heads and big eyes. So initially, as what most people would think would come to their head is like a grey, Yeah. And they were quite small, as he described. And obviously, after seeing this, he's panicked, he's frightened, he freaks the fuck out. He launches himself up while still feeling very weak. And he looks around the room to try and like I think one of them went to touch him, and he'd pushed it. And he goes, yeah, he goes, it didn't feel like it was.
Hey, you had to push it before.
Yeah. So yeah, he's reacted and he's pushed this thing and it's knocked into another one of them as well, and I think it fell over, and he's managed to stand up. Yeah, he's managed to stand up and he's looking around the room and he notices that there's some instruments next to where he was laying down, like. But he said, I've never seen anything like this before. It looked like some sort of rod. I know that sounds gross, but it was like crystal or glass looking. And he picks this object up and he's like kind of using this as a weapon, like, you know, and he's freaking out, and all of a sudden, like, these three beings like leave the room through this doorway, and
fucking maniac.
Yeah, let's get the fuck out of here. Anyway, he follows them out the hallway, and they dart off down a corridor somewhere, and he goes in a similar direction, but he turns in the opposite way of what these little beings went in, and all of a sudden he's approached by more of a human-looking being. He goes, it would pass for a standard human walking in the street. You wouldn't, you know, but what he described as this being looking like was quite tall, had like lightish brownish hair, like fair skin, I'm pretty sure that's what he said as well, and he had some sort of a suit on, but the funny thing was, when he was describing the facial features, it was wearing a helmet, almost like a plastic glass sort of helmet. And he's asking all these questions. Where am I? What's happening? What are they? You know, as you would be, he'd be asking a million questions because he thinks he's seeing a person, and they don't respond. And he's like, okay, what is going on here? While panicking still, and it leads him down to this hallway. And when he gets to the end of this hallway, he gets brought into this big area where he notices down below there are like these silver metallic looking crafts as well. It's like there was a couple of them down there. So whether that might have been him being on like a mothership maybe, or a bigger ship than the one that had taken him, allegedly. Right. Maybe the little ones that he had seen were maybe one of the ones that had been seen in the forest and taken him up. But as he's been brought into this other room, he is approached by there's a few more of these beings that look like humans, you know? And they get him to lay down on this bed, and they put this sort of like mask apparatus on his face. And next minute he falls asleep, and then he wakes up on the road on this highway. And as he's awaking, he looks up and he can see this craft, lots of lights, and it just shoots off into the sky, and didn't see it again. Yeah. And
why am I picturing what it would look like with them throwing him out? They're just like, and stay out. He's like,
no, they just push him like payback.
And I'm trying to do my best here to explain this story. Like it'll just. Can you imagine going through something like that? You know what I mean?
That's insane. Yeah,
be horrible, but it'd be fucking cool at the same time.
When we were talking about in the last episode, the UFO documents, whatever, declassified, the Netflix one.
Yeah, the big one.
Yeah, the big one, the big name.
Yeah.
He's on that, and he talks about. He goes, I don't think they were there to hurt me. Like, he was unconscious, and he thinks that they picked him up because they were trying to help him.
You're onto something there, Ray. I was going to bring this up too, but I'm glad you've mentioned it. I think the exact same thing, and so does Travis now. He doesn't think it was, malicious
or anything.
Malicious. That's what I'm looking for. Sorry. They were obviously at the wrong place at the wrong time, and when this ship was going to do what it needed to do, this beam of light had hit him and hurt him in some way. Whether he had internal damage, who knows? It could have nearly killed him. This thing, and they've obviously recovered him and tried to help him and fix whatever. Had happened to him, whether it be internal, like bleeding or broken bones, who knows?
You asshole, we try to help you.
Yeah, and you try to hit me with this glass rod? That was up your ass 7 hours ago. No. But yeah, I think they were trying to help him. And he obviously, like most people would, freaked out when he awoke and panicked, and that happened. So
that sucks.
It would be a frightening thing, man. But he awoke, and that's when he found that little phone booth and called to get help. And they brought him back, and he was in a really bad state and all sorts, as you would be.
Insane.
I just couldn't imagine like what you'd be going through in your mind as a family member, having someone that you think has been murdered, but they've actually been taken by extraterrestrials allegedly.
And
you
then
know,
there's the part of like trying to get back into the reality of like, no, wait, fuck, they're alive. Like the acceptance of like, oh shit, this person, my son, brother, whatever, friend, is actually alive.
yeah, and you imagine the validation from the crew members as well. You see, we weren't lying. This is the truth.
Oh yeah, so him coming back is
It's not like he slipped, smacked his head, and tripped out. Like it's like, yeah.
because they had taken the police and all that back to the site where it happened, and there was no footprints. There was nothing like of him where he could have got up and walked away. You know what I mean? So
exactly right.
yeah, it's
So is there like places where people can go like watch interviews or something like that about?
absolutely. There's a few docos. The one which is on Amazon Prime, which is called Travis, the true story of Travis Walton. That's a good one. That does interviews with a lot of the people who are his friends and family. The sheriff, some of the sheriff's department at the time, they are on there as well, giving their testimony and statements and stuff. And of course, Travis, his family members and stuff, I think appear on it as well. It just it gets right into the story and kind of just fills in what I've just told you as well.
Paints a bit of a picture.
It's a pretty bizarre fucking story, isn't it? Really?
Yeah. Oh, and as I mentioned too before, he did go on the Joe Rogan Experience because any of you listeners, God, I'm on fire with my words tonight. Any of the listeners out there that are into this subject and a fan of Joe Rogan, Joe Rogan is also a huge, fan of the UFO topic and all that sort of stuff, and he's had a really, really good amount of guests on that are big in this subject, and him and Joe shoot the shit on the subject and talk about his story and all that. So that's a very good one to check out as well.
Yeah, man.
Alien Abduction Case of Travis Walton, which I think is a series, but that's season 2, episode 11.
Yep.
And of course, the big one too. There's a movie that has been made about this story of Travis Walton called Fire in the Sky, which came out in 1993. I think I remember seeing some of this movie on TV as a kid, and it fucking scared the shit out of me. Especially the abduction scene when the way that Hollywood has dramatized the scene of when he is on the bed and the aliens are around him. They've completely done I don't want to say a 180 on the actual story, but they've dramatized it. They've glamored it with Hollywood glitter, and
of course,
they've made it scary. Like what happens in there, it's loosely right. A lot of the points and a lot of the scenes in that movie are fairly accurate, but like the aliens and stuff and all that, it's all been dramatized heavily in a lot of aspects. Like it's still a good movie though. But I'd probably go down and say probably one of the most, or if not the most frightening scenes with these grey alien beings doing something to a human, like on an operating bed, if you will. But if you want to be freaked out by little grey aliens doing something to a human being, I'd suggest watching that movie or even YouTubing that scene, Fire in the Sky, Operation Table Aliens. I don't know what you'd put under, but
check that out.
I might do when I get home tonight.
Yeah, it's pretty terrifying. It looks like he's wrapped in a giant condom and had his body done, had terrible things done to his body.
It's on YouTube, is it?
It should be on YouTube, yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
Let's react to this and possibly throw up on the round table. Oh.
You look at that, you're like, oh my God. Yeah, can you imagine going through something like that?
Yeah, this is definitely over dramatized. Like,
yeah, big time.
Just to make it seem like they're the bad guys.
Travis does mention that in the Joe Rogan Experience, that Hollywood does portray, these stories and the ETs as like horrible beings that are out to harm us and start war and all that jazz.
This is not bad footage though for the 90s.
93 this was done. But I remember seeing this on TV and it scared the crap out of me, like it should any young kid watching this on TV.
That's right. That's where it like pierces his eye or some shit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah, Hollywood dramatizing like the real experience, like but in saying that though,
well, if it was a happy family rom-com, no one would watch it.
No.
No, but if it's scary, people would be like, I want to see what happened.
Yeah, man, that was a fucking intense scene, man.
It was. It'd be, like I mentioned before many times, it'd be terrifying to go through something like that. But yeah, this story. Oh my god. This story is a very
This storage.
this storage box is full of goodies, like my brain on the UFO
Lol,
subject.
literally.
It is, but yeah, this story is one for the record books, and it's gone down in history as one of the biggest. And I could go on all night about this subject, but I'm happy that I got to share with you, listeners out there, and you fellas.
Us fans.
Yeah, you're fans of this too now. You gotta be. But yeah, I've got so much more to talk about this, but we can go on that train, that aeroplane, that boat
Absolutely. I think a cool
sometime in the near future.
A cool part that we could go into as well is like, because you and I have had this discussion a little bit about how it kind of affects people and stuff like that, the families, and how it runs into
The human response to this topic, yeah.
Yeah.
It's one thing I find extremely fascinating about it is how it affects people and the people around, the people that, you know,
their
have gone
families,
through it
friends,
with them, yeah.
Yeah.
And it does. It changes people's lives, man. And some people have it and they just forget about it and it doesn't bother them, which is quite strange. But yeah, everyone's different.
I can imagine, yeah, it'd be pretty impactful for the people around them. I mean, it's kind of like how impactful it's been with like waiting for fucking Donda to release. Jake,
Good
can you
point.
You can fucking say that again,
Can
man.
you fucking tell us a little bit more? Have you got any updates for us on that?
There ain't no fucking updates. Nah, to be honest, man, Kanye is just... He's
taking his
sweet ass motherfucking time, man. And, you know, like I was saying on the last episode, bro, everyone is just like, he ain't even gonna drop now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's getting to that point, man. Like,
There is no album. Conspiracy theory.
How long have we been waiting for it?
Kanye is trolling motherfuckers to the core of their bones, man.
Yeah.
It's just like, all right, dude, we get it. You got a dope ass album that's in the works. You've performed it about 3 or 4 times at different stadiums, but yet you don't have time to fucking finally finish it up and release it to the public. Like,
Yeah.
but yet you can build your own first ever replica Chicago home in a Chicago stadium and perform with Marilyn Manson and DaBaby, but you ain't got time to drop your fucking album, bro. Like, there's no updates for Kanye, man, other than the fact that he's performing at massive stadiums just to hear the last bit of edits
With a house?
with a house that's on fire, and then he sets himself on fire, bro. Did you see the videos?
Yeah.
Oh, the
crazy.
footage was hectic, man. Kanye, bro,
You're crazy.
you a crazy man. You're great.
You're crazy.
Your shit great.
That shit great.
Yeah, shit great.
No,
Oh wow, he
he's-
was foreshadowing this the whole time.
It's
saying-
funny though, because a lot of people on Instagram so okay off this, but there's like, so the first performance of Donda at the Mercedes Stadium, they had Jay-Z's verse on one of the songs, and everyone flipped out. Oh yeah, they're back. They're like, the boys are back. You know, like they're so hyped because Kanye and Jay, they just absolutely killed it together, right? And then he performed.
Proposed.
He performed the same song, but took out Hove's lyrics and put fucking DaBaby on the song now. So like, shout out to DaBaby. He's one of my favorites MCs at the moment. He's killing it. Like, he's gangster, all that goodness. But to take Hove off a track and then replace it with a newer artist is a bit like a fuck you to Jay-Z, bro.
My
You know, so like, I love both artists and I'd love to hear them both on the same song. But
They're still big.
this is
aren't
Hove, bro. Hove is like the GOAT. Next to Biggie and Pac and Lil Wayne, Hove is in the top 5, man.
they? Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying that in an order, but like, to me personally, why, man? Don't take Hove off your album, bro. Like, you
Yeah,
just
might
can't
be a
do
bad
that,
move.
man.
Might be a bad move.
Jay is the GOAT, bro. And yeah, just when I seen that, I was like, oh, fuck, I hope it's not true, man. Like, hopefully he might have put him into a different song. Who knows?
Yeah.
But
Hopefully.
the bars were dope. But anyways, so Kanye's playing games, man. Typical Kanye shit. You know, it's a rollout. It is what it is, man. But when the album comes, you might not hear from me for a week.
Okay.
But
See you soon.
but I'm excited, man. But at the same time, shit, I might get my Lambo, like I said, before fucking Donda comes out, bro. You know what I mean? For real, bro. For real. But yeah, man. So that's the update on Ye. Also, to add to Ye, actually, sorry, one last thing is so obviously he's got the beef with Drake and all that shit. still going on, whatever, who cares? But Drake's also playing what's the word I'm looking for? He's playing the fucking, I'm gonna sit in my rocking chair with my fucking $1 million champagne and fucking my robe with my dick hanging out. Like, yeah, I'm gonna drop the album when you drop. Let's just go. You make the first move. Like, I just think it's so baller of Drake that he's got this shit done. He's had this shit locked in for at least 6 months.
Yeah.
He's got the same fucking love heart that's been in his head for over 7 to 8 months, man. And he's just ready to drop, bro. So I'm excited, man. I can't wait for this fucking to happen because it's like, at the end of the day, this is a marketing scheme.
100%.
But at the same time, bro, it's one of the coolest fucking rollouts you'll see in today's generation. Yeah. I mean, there's been some badass rollouts, as you know, over the time in music history, as you know. But this shit is just sick because it's like everyone loves Ye and everyone loves Drake. Yeah. You can't hate both of them, bro. You literally can't, unless you're just a fucking biased motherfucker.
And they'll get over their beef and they'll 100%. Be back.
Bro, I bet you any money right now, I'm calling right now, Ye is going to be on Drake's album and Drake will be on Ye's. They're just not telling you right now. There's been words about it saying, oh, Drake's going to feature on it.
I mean, remember that time when Chris Brown and Drake were beefing at one point over Rihanna?
And then they came out with the fucking hottest song of the summer, bro. I still crank that shit like it came out yesterday, man. And I'm in the shower like fucking pop locking and dancing and shit and almost fucking break my ankle. Yeah, but you know what I'm saying?
Don't dance in the shower, Jake.
Yeah, I can't help it, bro. Kanye needs to drop the fucking album, bro. I'm sick of waiting.
What does Donda stand for?
I actually don't know. I haven't done the research.
Fact. Comment below if you know what it means.
But there was a beautiful tribute short footage on an Instagram page called Complex Music. And it was footage of Kanye talking to his mother in 2003, just before she died, and saying how much she appreciates and adores him and everything that he's done for him. Done for her, sorry. Yeah. And I just got a bit emotional watching it, man. I was like, man, this is beautiful. And Kanye loved his mother, man. I instantly felt that connection, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was just so dope to see that footage come out because it's never been seen before, bro. So I think for the fact that seeing that kind of footage coming out and obviously Kanye approved of it being released is like, okay, yeah.
It's a bit of respect.
That's going to probably be a skip through an interlude, I should say, sorry, not a skip, through the actual album. So, yeah, man. I think this album, Ye's going to be very holy moly, miracle churchy kind of shit on the album, I reckon, but it's also going to be some 808s where it was like the old classic Kanye that we've all been missing, man. Like, I'm fucking keen for this album, bro. That's why.
Have you heard any of the songs, like, from people filming it on this concert?
Yeah, that's rare, like, raw footage and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't really pace the songs up because nothing's out. So,
yeah, okay.
So, it's like what you see on Instagram is what you're going to get at the moment. So, until then, I mean, the album set list is on fucking Apple Music, but that's it.
You can't listen.
So, it's like,
yeah, that's a bit of a fuck you.
It is.
Like, come on.
I thought it was pretty badass that he brought Marilyn Manson out on stage, but shout out to Marilyn Manson. That dude is a wild motherfucker, but a legend in the music game, bro.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
He's an absolute fucking legend, bro. He'd be, pushing 60 now, eh?
No, he'd be in his 50s.
So what,
probably I reckon probably mid to early 50s.
Yeah, I think he's like mid 50s,
Yeah.
That's crazy, and he still looks like he's not even over the day of 35. Like, he's just.
You see him with that makeup, you might change him up.
Oh yeah, yeah. Actually,
the miracles of makeup.
Yeah, shit, you're probably not wrong, mate.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So that's my little TED talk about Ye and Draki.
Yeah. Then we had
Ye.
We got some just a quick celebration shout outs to the late greats, Mr. Nipsey Hussle.
Yes.
Would have been 36 on the 15th of August.
Yep.
So I just wanted to shout out to Nip and rest in peace to the GOAT. Another legend, Mr. Kobe Bryant. His birthday was on the 23rd, so it was just on, was that Monday? 23rd was Monday, I believe.
So,
yeah, I believe it was Monday. So shout out to Cobes and rest in peace to the king. And 20 years ago, to the late great Aaliyah. For the listeners who don't know who Aaliyah is, check her out. She's an was an R&B singer, and she was from the era where Missy Elliott, Pharrell Williams, NRD,
early 2000s,
NRD, Nerd.
Yeah.
That era, Timbaland and Timberlake and all that. So she was from that era, and she was in one of the best fucking movies I've ever seen, Queen of the Dam. Check that out. It's fucking boss. If you're into that emo-ish, gory kind of vampire-y, dark, twisted, like, what's the word I'm looking for, Chris?
Theme.
Yeah.
If you're into that kind of
genre,
if you will, yeah, man, she played the queen in that, and damn, I fell in love. She's one of my first crushes, man. I was like, holy shit.
Especially in that movie, she plays the queen.
She plays the queen. Yeah, so she's sexy. So shout out to her and rest in peace to the beautiful Aaliyah.
Rest in peace.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gone but not forgotten.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
We've
man.
lost another drummer this week.
I think I'm going to crank her music on the way home again, Because like I was kind of bumping it the other day, and I was like, nah, I need this. This is like a Friday setting, man. Like I want to really, because I'm going to pay tribute to her, and I have.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm gonna crank some music on the way home.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was just saying we've lost another drummer this week too. The legendary Charlie Watts from the Rolling
Watts,
Stones.
Man. Yeah, that's
a big
such
one.
a shame, and it is. It's a massive one. You know, he's one of the first ever greats to do it, eh?
Yep. So the Rolling Stones have to pack it in now.
Well, apparently they were supposed to go on to tour. Like we're going to go on tour again.
Doesn't surprise me, eh?
Just before this all happened. So you know, just goes to show you, age is just a fucking number, and you can keep rocking, baby, till the day you're not rocking.
That's it, man. And like every cigarette you smoke gives Keith Richards another day of life.
Jeez. Fucking hell. But yeah, so rest in peace.
But no, rest in peace, Charlie. You were a legend, and he was a pioneer, and he's one of the biggest drummers to look up to of all time.
What would you say your favourite Stones song is?
Dancing in the Street? Nah. That's a terrible song. I don't know. I do love the song Angie. That was playing on the radio today, and I'm like, just made me think of Charlie. I'm like, oh, yeah. It's the same.
Angie.
Don't know. That's a hard one. So many fucking songs. I don't even know how many albums they would have. They'd have dozens of albums by now, I'd assume.
Mate, hoops.
Yes.
Baby Ray.
I don't know any songs.
From the Stones?
No, I don't listen to them actively, no.
No, well, I mean, surely you heard the Stones, though.
Yeah, but I wouldn't know a name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's like,
sorry.
start me up.
He's like, yeah, I love fucking Yellow Submarine.
Chris, at least I'm being...
He's being honest, too.
I'm being straight to the point. Unlike you, it's like, hey, pick your top 3. Oh, there's just too many. There's too many. I can't pick from any of them.
I know it's hard, man. He's alright.
Let's move on from that.
That's just me being genuine. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but it's, you know, the Stones are great, man. They're a good band. They started it all off for most rock bands in the fucking, what was it, 70s they started, didn't they?
And to think, you know, they've come this far, like 50 plus years of them still rocking out.
Crazy, man.
Awesome, man. Awesome stuff. And yeah, rest in peace, Charlie.
Some big news, though. Big fucking news in the hip-hop world.
Yes, I heard about this.
Kendrick Lamar is coming back, baby.
No shit. How long's it been?
Bro, it's been nearly 4 years. And he's done a couple of features here and there. Nothing major. But the final TDE album is coming out.
When? As he said?
There's no date.
Yeah.
But
It's in the works.
I reckon it's going to be in the fourth quarter of this year. I'm saying around November, December. So our summertime, it's going to be fucking bumping. And
Sweet.
I'm keen. If it's not December, Jan, it's going to start off the year with a bang. I reckon he's going to do what J. Cole did a couple of months back. So
Yeah.
Cole's out. He set the bar. Now it's time. I'm waiting for, like, the big dogs are coming back, man. I'm fucking so keen for this album, bro.
All right.
Like, you don't understand, bro. I'm keen for Kendrick to drop. It's going to be great. I reckon there's going to be a couple of features. There won't be a lot of features, but I reckon this is going to
There'll
be...
be a few.
This is going to be one... I mean, it's his final album. He's got to have features on it, man.
Yeah.
You know, like, Cole can go without features, but he's starting to enjoy having features now because Cole's at that point where he can retire too.
Yeah.
If he really wanted to. Like, I think we've got maybe 3 more albums out of Cole, though.
Sure, Cole.
I think for Kendrick, though, Kendrick's done a lot in the producing side of things,
Yeah.
and
That's
know,
probably
like,
why he's been away for so long.
yeah, you know, and you know, he's got family and he's been dealing with a lot of other stuff as well in the industry and that. So I think it's going to be good to have one of the GOATs come back and really set a new tone and a new bar, because at the end of the day, man, they've been around for nearly 10 years now. So you've got these new artists like Lil Baby, Da Baby, you got Travis Scott, you got freaking Roddy Ricch, A Boogie. They're all taking over, man. They're the next big things, bro. And like, I just can't wait to see where they go with the next 10 years, man.
Yeah.
It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the boys set the bar. Drake, Kanye, you know, Cole. They've all set the bar, man. But like, I feel like their time's not coming to an end, bro. But they're just like, they've got other things they want to achieve and go for now.
Ah, fair enough.
I think we might start seeing Drake back into acting. I reckon after this album, I reckon we might see Drake
He's back on Degrassi.
Yeah, he's on Degrassi. Like it's like
Could you imagine?
it's like a 15-year anniversary, and it's like all of a sudden he's teaching there now.
It's like they're
Wasn't he in a
reunion
wheel?
and he's walking this time.
I was going to say, wasn't he in a wheelchair?
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, he's like
that's
walking. Like,
right.
I got my legs fixed.
Yeah, so anyways, not to bore the viewers and the listeners and whatnot, but so I'm excited to see what the album's gonna be like, man. I'm fucking keen, bro. Like Kendrick he's badass, man. He's fucking Kendrick, bro. You know? We've been waiting on Kendrick for too long, man.
Speaking of more new stuff, or G-Eazy, eh?
Oh my boy. Fucking
Your
my
fave.
my twin.
You're talking about it. You're just like, oh, the boys are back. And
Yeah, no, I had to
boy
say
is
this
back.
I had to say this for last, man. You know what I'm saying? I had to say this for last, bro. Now, my twin, my
Geezy.
man, my idol, Mr. G-Eazy, he is dropping probably by far it's going to be the best album, I reckon, of his release. Other than These Things Happen and I'd say When It's Dark Out, which is probably equally my two favourite albums of all of his albums and EPs that he's dropped.
Mm-hmm.
These Things Happen 2 is coming very soon. I think he's going to drop at the end of the year as well, so I feel like it's going to be Hot Boy Summer this time.
Hot boy.
Hot Boy Summer.
Hot boy summer.
You know what I'm saying? I'm excited.
Fucking boiling.
Bro, romance, drama, theoretical, and fucking heartbreak, baby. Let's go. I'm fucking keen. It's got some good features. There's one song that's already out, though. It's called Hate the Way You Lie. Check that song out. It's really good. And it's very mixed emotion, but it's like... I can't even puzzle the words correctly here, but it's just a real fucking heartfelt song, man, that just makes you go, shit, I've been in that.
Yeah.
Similar boat. I've been in that position. But it's a dope song. I really like it. So check it out.
You reckon he'll still be dabbling in his like singing?
I feel like he's gone full circle with this album. Like he's going to go full circle. So like he's going to talk a bit about the journey of where he started and how he appreciates where it took him, how he got to where he is now.
He had the lessons and
he's dealt with all the dramatic emotions part of the journey, and then he's going to finish off with how it all started.
Coming full circle.
Yeah, and I feel like this is going to be an album that's like a fucking like a book, like it's a story. Like it's going to be like this is his diary, and it's like
So is it going to be a concept album? Do you reckon? Or
I'd feel so. I feel like it will be. Yeah.
because normally those make the best albums too.
Oh,
I just feel like it's not going to be just a single genre album. It's going to be fully mixed. Like there'll be hits, of course, because you got to have a couple of hits. As being a rapper, you fucking have to at least have one or two hits. But this is going to be more about
more diverse.
I'm going to put this in my car, and if I go drive, whether it be south or north or wherever the fuck I'm
That's
going,
what you're going to be putting on.
I'm going to be putting this on and going, this makes me feel exactly how I felt a couple of months ago, or this is how I feel now towards what's going on in life, or fuck yeah, I can't wait to feel like this.
Right.
Yeah.
This is going to be one of those kind
It's going to have it all, hopefully.
It's going to be one of those albums, man, so I cannot wait. Shout out to G-Eazy. And when you come back here, man, I'm going to finally meet you, bro, and I'm going to be part of the team, and we're going to be fucking gang. You know what I'm saying? Let's go! You're my boy! But one last topic I want to talk about, man. These fucking crate challenges,
Oh,
bro.
fuck off with these crate
Bro,
challenges.
man, what the actual... Who the fuck, man? Like, okay.
Where did it come from?
Shout out to the Hood Olympics, because obviously this is what this is. This is like... There's no rules in Hood Olympics other than the fact that you just got to go for it, man.
Yeah.
Like, like these rappers must be fucking stupid to jump on this wagon and try and do this challenge.
You're going straight to hospital. That's where you're going.
Right.
You fucking fall off.
What's your thoughts about this shit, bro? Because like, for real, I feel like you're setting yourself up for death. Like, you know what I'm saying, bro? These cunts are climbing
It's like every challenge, dude. It's just for fucking attention. It's for clout. It's for... Yeah, that's all it is. It's for the likes. It's for the tiny little endorphin kicks, you know, when you get that little like, haha, you're fucking hilarious.
Do these motherfuckers not realize that there's no insurance behind this shit? Oh, yeah, imagine rocking up to the hospital and be like, yeah, so what happened to you? Look,
Crate challenge.
I got dared by one of my mates to climb a bunch of milk crates, and now my neck's broken. Help. Hey, yeah, sorry, we can't cover you with that.
Yeah.
What are you going to tell your boss? You know, like, America's fucked for fucking...
I got work in the morning.
For health insurance and coverage and all that bullshit. It's like, you know what I'm saying, man? These motherfuckers don't think.
It's stupid, man. It's just like, you know, there's been, I mean, we look back, you know, there's been heaps of other challenges. There's been the fucking Tide Pod challenge, for fuck's sakes, where people were eating the dishwasher Tide Pods. You remember that shit? Like, because it looked like candy. It's like, no, fuck off, you idiot. Like, what's wrong with the fucking world? Sorry, I sound like I'm fucking old. I am.
I am.
Stupid trending videos.
Fucking ice bucket challenge. The
Yeah.
cinnamon toast. I've been watching too much of Cinnamon Toast Ken. He's a gamer. Shout out. Cinnamon challenge. What else has there been?
Too many.
There's been
too
too many.
fucking many.
Too many.
I
Yeah.
feel like, look, if you're gonna do a challenge, right, have purpose behind it, and like, okay, you may get hurt involved, but if you're donating to whether it be charity or you're doing a fundraiser form of fundraising, go ahead, do some dumb shit like that.
Yeah.
But like, if you're just doing it for the sake of trying to get likes and fucking views or whatever the fuck it may be, you're literally setting yourself up for fucking failure.
Like I said at the start of the pod, the world's turning into a literally like you just look out for yourself and just yourself kind of place. Like no one gives a shit about the next person.
Yeah, man.
So like you're not even thinking about.
I like the next video on your scroll or
Yeah.
your feed. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's funny though seeing these rappers trying to do it, man. It's just like, yeah, come on, man. You
got
can't
a
be
bright future ahead of
that
you.
stupid, like for real.
Yeah.
But look, man, in the music world though, like there's a lot of good music coming ahead. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to the third. I mean, technically we're in the third quarter right now of the year. Like we're kind
Finishing
of
up. Yeah.
yeah, we're kind of finishing up the third quarter, halfway sort of, but near the end of the third quarter, entering the fourth. But yeah, I'm excited, man, to see what spring and summer's got in store for us, man, and
Yeah, I'm looking forward to
all the tunes that will be coming to the charts, baby.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Good weather and good tunes. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Hell yeah, man.
Ooh.
But
Yeah.
look, man, that's all I got for now.
Tune in next time.
Yeah, tune in next time.
You can update us on how Kanye still hasn't released Donda.
Yeah,
That's it, folks. We
day
hope you've
487.
Yeah.
and we hope you enjoyed tonight's episode and got a little something out of it and learnt something new. And we love you all. Thanks for
And if
listening.
you're wondering why we're staring into the middle of nowhere and not looking at the cameras, because the camera in the middle was working. It switched itself off now because the battery's off. So
And it's
we
gone.
love you and we love you.
Appreciate you.
We appreciate you
Thank
all. Stay groovy and tune in next time.
Always.
Peace.
Peace.
Signing off.